Samina the endearing. Today's word could be an adjective or a verb. Those are the things to expect here. Season 3. I can't believe it. Season 3. Samina, coincidentally named after the channel. I like vintage movies and animation. This is what this channel is all about. If you're a fan of either of those, you might like my content. I'm a producer, but in this realm, the YouTube space, it doesn't count. Especially since I'm doing this for free. I read somewhere you have to give full information about the situation by the first 30 seconds, so that viewers can make up their mind if they are willing to keep on watching. I don't know about viewers. I have beloved viewers, and I know they're very eager to see me. Did you miss me? I sure as hell missed me. I missed everything. I had to take a break. As you can see, it happened coincidentally when I had finished the second season. I was going through a personal crisis. Why am I rocking? Yes. Hi, wambea watege sikio sasa. I was going through some stuff. My screenwriter, my director, my editor, my stylist, my... what are posters called? Not posters. Media. We are still a very bad friendly environment. Nothing has changed, or rather the beautiful things stay the same. Yes, as I was saying, my set director, so many, they all went on a strike. Like, I had to negotiate with them, give them some time to recuperate, restructure, everything. And I had to obey their wishes. But now we are back. With a bang? I don't know. It feels great to be here. It feels great to be doing this. It feels great to talk about the things that I love, you know. That's what it's really all about. This channel was started with the intention of finding my people. Samina is very much an island, happily so. And I still haven't found, 3 seasons in, and I still haven't found the people who like the same movies, the people who like the same movies, animation as me. But then I decided this can be a safe space for people with such interests, because many of the time when you find people who like vintage movies, maybe 80s and 90s, That's vintage now. That's like 40 years in. Wow, time. And animation fans, majority are anime fans, and let me tell you something. I despise anime. Harsh, but true. I have the same point of view as the OG bad boy of that film genre. So I really don't think anyone can come for me because are you going to be with Miyazaki as well? The issue is it's very soulless in its visual design. Imagine that's just like my main issue. Like I don't have any other issue with scripts and storylines. It's just the way it looks. I don't like that every single show has to have the same style. Like that was introduced like in a very raw situation. I don't know how to explain it besides the way I just explained it. But copy pasting, templating everything. I hate it. Like, why is it a Japanese show and the people are white? Let's start there. 2, it's stifling to the imagination. Like, I think that's just it, point blank, period. Like, so here you will never hear an anime. You'll never hear an anime suggestion of any sort. Like I don't watch it. And if you animation fan feel like you want to share with me, don't share anime. Like I won't even bother watching. Like I won't. Granted, I have come across some very interesting ones whose names I can't remember because they're also very blah. You know, it's all blah. I'd rather read a book, create the imagination for myself. Like it's very evil. But see, nothing new. There's a consistent thread throughout my whole channel. Like I just don't do random ramblings. I'm still hating on anime 3 seasons in. So, today's episode is an animation station 1. I don't know how many minutes we are in because now this is when we are starting the video. But this channel is not called Samina and Vintage Movies and Animation. It's called Samina. So if you're here because you also want to catch up with me. Is this thing even on? Subscribe if you're liking things so far. They're only about to get better, so like or dislike this video. Share among your cinema and cartoon loving friends. Yes. Today's episode, this channel, my content is divided into 2. I'm either doing vintage movies, which I have hashtag with vintage viewing, and animation station. I keep confusing it with Adult Swim, which is one of my favorite channels of all time. Today's episode is about catching up with the classics. Catching up with the classics 2024. During my break, necessary break for creatives. Another term I don't like to use at all because I don't like connections or stigmatization. I don't want to be stigmatized for being creative. I want to be as probably daft as possible. That's my persona in public. Like in my personal life, out of being scared of being attacked. I'm an African girl after all. Don't forget that, with the fabulousness that is exuded. I said I'll stop talking like that. I have to talk like a normal airhead. I had the time to get into some stuff. This year, has it been this year or like maybe the end of last year? But this is the year I finally watched King of the Hill, and I'll tell you what, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think when I was a child, I couldn't get past the character design. As you can see from a previous rant a few minutes ago, character design is important to me in the carrying of a good animated show. So the way that they're trying to be as lifelike as possible, like, used to creep me out. And then the little details that they had to put on the faces so they don't have like a completely flat outline pissed me off, because it's just some lines here, shoop, shoop, or shoop, shoop. Like, to show a normal human face. They even have 5 fingers, and if you're an animator or an animation fanatic, that's a big deal. Like, they have 5 solid fingers. I think that's common in anime. I really don't know. So I used to think it's for boring adults. Now, I'm one of the boring adults. So I really, really enjoyed it. It is big on family values, and if you know me, if you know what I'm all about, I'm really into family values. I'm really into shows that push family values, because those are the only shows that pass the test of time. Think about it. Like, just try and think about the classics, cinema, series, everything. It's always about the unity of the unit. I'm sure they would have tried to use 3D, which, thank you, Jehovah. Like, 3D wasn't viable by the time they were doing King of the Hill, because it would have looked horrible. Because I try and imagine something like Bobby's hair. I'm sure they would have loved that technology, because I think they were trying to create something that even adults will feel comfortable watching, because that was the era of not even hyper realistic, because there's nothing realistic, hyper surrealist animation with Kinaren and Stimpy and Cow and Chicken. You get like the cartoons. And then we have King of the Hill, where oh my god, the 3/4 views. Crazy, but I love it. I appreciate it, because it's work. It's a workload, a massive workload, and it's art. So yeah. And then another thing I realized, they actually have background noise when you go outside, when the scene is outside or something. I was on a trip thinking that I'm hearing birds from a show I'm watching on TV, or are those birds outside, only to realize they have birds. Every time they're like, people are in the lawns, because they're really into their lawns, and they're really into their, it's called stadiums. You hear trees and birds, and for that only I can even just give them 5 out of 5. Ah, passion. I appreciate it for that. Like the same reason why I didn't when I was a kid is the same reason I'm enjoying it right now as an adult, because they really tried. Besides the art, the writing, I now understand why many animators, by the way, from since from since name drop it, like for something that really influenced them, or it's good. And I see why. Like I see why it is so well written. Oh my god, even the side characters have like really good storylines that can pull you in. Everyone, like I just love it. Like it's so entertaining. I will definitely recommend this, and that is why I'm talking about it. This channel is also a recommendation channel if you like to watch stuff and then you're like, what can I watch? If you like vintage movies and animation, you will find something. So enjoy. This is really good background music entertainment. I don't know how to explain it. Like when you don't have a lot on your plate and you just want to chill out, so that you can really flow into the storyline. But when is in that like the process of being a cinephile, is that a word? Maybe that's a word or not. Oh my god. So everyone, including the four main characters and the main family, I enjoyed it a lot. And the voice acting, oh my god. I have so many nice things to say about King of the Hill, but well deserving. The voice acting is perfect. I was actually just thinking about, there are so many really good ones, but I was just thinking about Bill. You see, Bill is like the off of the group. So now they really got a nice dummy, but still your everyday dummy, not exaggerated dummy, you know. Dale, oh my god, Dale. Dale and his pure insanity. And the even more fabulous moments when like you see some clarity coming through. Sometimes I get sweaty, and it's because of just how excited I am to talk about this. Like the moment when he said, don't be like that. Did I really tell you anything when your friend John Roncon comes and comforts you? And then he just walks out. If you watch the show and you see that scene, you will see the magnitude of the deliciousness of the story. Another time, I think if Joseph's results come back positive, I'll know it's not my fault. Yep, not my fault. And then everyone just looks at him like, what? What did you just say? Alafu unailenga, because sasa how are you going to deal with that? You know, not this is another thing, like they're dealing with really heavy adult issues. Like this Dale is a guy who went out and then his wife was serviced by another man and he didn't know, and the child came out purely ethnic. And this guy just overlooks it, or maybe, you know, it's too big a deal, but he loves his wife, which is so nice and sweet. Also very close to reality, because some things are usually so heavy on morning radio shows, and this yapping channels, those kind of dramas that are like, see me, you know, mimi aje. But in reality, humans seem to want to humilia mengi. I enjoy the storylines because of that. They are very close to reality. And boom, oh my god, I did an episode on post-verbal characters, but I scripted it, never got to go on YouTube. So by then, did I put him on the list? If I did put him on the list, I put him on the list even though I hadn't really gotten into King of the Hill. But now that I have, I appreciate it even more. Even in those moments, so I don't remember, like I watched it, but I was like doing something else. As I told you, this is a really good background noise show. Like if you're doing something with your hands or you're up and down, it's the best kind for that, because of just how it is. It's slow paced. It's a slow paced show. As I'm referring to my notes, this is a show that a house cat will probably watch. And it feels like a hug in the dark. Okay, that doesn't sound comfortable or comforting in any way possible, but you understand. A weighted blanket and your favorite drink. That's how this show sounds. That's how this show feels for someone like me. And that's how I'll advise you to watch it. Like with everything, like even with every dish and with every drink, there's a way to properly consume. So, great visual design, great writing, great voice acting, and you have to be a boring adult. Those are the bread knives and the wine glasses necessary for this show. And also, yes, I think I've also mentioned that about the values. These stories feel very African in their nature, because they are like about how if someone tries to how to handle day-to-day situations. Is someone like, I remember this episode where Hank didn't know about paying sticker price, or this coach that had given up on his life, so now he was sort of bullying his sports boys. Which other one? There's that one for Dale raising a child that is clearly not his own and being okay with it. Boomha being an old bachelor who doesn't like care to settle down yet, and that's like his lifestyle, and that's okay. Bill being a divorcee, dimwit who's just like blessed to have Hank and the gang by his side and supporting him. It was also like that about venye mmegrow pamoja, so mnaangaliana. The concept of the fences are low. I don't know how else to explain it. The fences are low in the neighborhood. This is like, so I just thought about it like right now. Like in truly African societies, there are no gates. Think about it. When you think about venye kulikuwa bara kwenu, like before modernism seeped in, there were no gates. Ilikuwa tu njia, like hapa kunaingia tu njia. Like the only thing is plant fence, a foliage fence. Interesting. Pan-Africanism aside, great commentary. And another, okay, nimekumbuka another reason why I never really like wanted to watch this when I was a child is because I heard or I saw or I read somewhere, God knows, that it's about the South. And as a conscious African, the South is not like something like to idealize or romanticize in any way possible. Even though, guess what? My next episode, spoilers. So I was like, redneck humor. But I was pleasantly surprised. They actually dealt with the issue of race so interestingly, in that there's not a single African American in the whole show. Like, think about it. Am I missing anyone? No. But they handled the ethnic conversation so well. They dealt with Native Americans, native as a Native African, and Laotian. You see, even a country that is like, Laotia is like close to China. China cousins or half brothers. And also they dealt with class issues in a very unique way, in that this is a cartoon about the South of North America. Where there are some rampant crimes against humanity that enabled some families to live incredibly large. So instead of tackling that whole issue, there's been nothing antebellum leaning so far that I have watched. It's very redneck, and I like that. They put the most rich person in the whole show as a Laotian. And I love that. And then now this Laotian and this other Laotian aspiring towards that Laotian, they are completely appropriated, whitewashing themselves. Like, there's a lot of commentary on picking up Western ideals and forgetting your own cultural background because of being hypnotized or entranced by the Western way of life. Fabulous discussion they had in that show. That show is civilized. Wow, I've never thought about that, but that's so true. That show is very civilized, like they're polite, and that is why I like it, because I'm also like going through a sort of cocooning of sorts where I am very much in love with polite society. Don't take that as a brag, you don't know me. So, but now I'm taking my prim and proper to like a whole other level. I don't know how to explain it, and I'm especially not doing this for anyone, because guess what? I'm not a people person. So this is just for me, so that I can feel superior, and not superior to others, superior to the past me. That's why I like King of the Hill. Also because of Hank. Hank chooses to do the right thing. And that is really nice. Like, King of the Hill is a very, very nice kwanza in this day and age of people desensitized, what the fuck is that? Desensitized and cynical. Yani sikulemewa na dunia. I don't know how to explain it. Disenchanted. Yes, that's the exact word. It's a very nice resetting kind of series, because In this show, the men are men, like the men strive to be gentlemen, and the ladies strive to be feminine. So it's really nice. It's really nice, like teaching values, not only family values but also societal values. Let's move on. We are here because of the commentary. I also got into another show which I still will vouch for even right now, like so many. Let me see if it's even after watching yet again, like going through the whole anthology. Can it be an anthology when we're like 30 seasons in? They still have unbeatable commentary, like on any issue, despite how touchy it is. How is it? You can't say anything on South Park's commentary. They saw the truth and they laid it out there. Kama hampendi. Kama mnauma muumwe. Like, I really love that about South Park, and definitely watching it very young has helped me, shaped me into who I am. I thoroughly appreciate it. That's also, let me tell you a secret. I've just been getting into these two animations because YouTube started suggesting them to me. There's this tactic. Let me just say it's a third world tactic because it's really not anywhere else, and I appreciate it 1000%. Don't think this is going in any negative direction whatsoever. But these animations, which I have watched in HD clarity, full episodes, vizuri, on YouTube, some creators, usually from Southeast Asia or Eastern Europe or Korea, they put them online, but they do the mitambos necessary to make it carbon copy. So you get the full storyline, you get the audio full, but the animation is sort of cut into pieces here and there. Like, you watch for 5 seconds, then they zoom it in, zoom it out. Usually zoom in, zoom out. That's usually the only thing they usually do, so that they don't get flagged like completely. And you know what? They are blessing the masses. So kudos to them. Thank you so much to all these people who run these industries. This is not new, me thanking them or me talking about this. This is really a big part of my channel because I like to suggest entertainment that everyone can watch. Like, I'm not here, I'm very exclusive, but not in some matters. Yes. So, just because YouTube started suggesting the South Park and the King of the Hill episodes, I watched them, and I watched because they're readily available. Like, I don't have to go search for them. So you can find these shows on YouTube and enjoy. I had forgotten how much I loved South Park, like how much I love the characters, how much I love their sarcasm. Like, it's on another level. It's on the level I like. I operate on that level of asabic. But I control myself since polite society. So it was such a treat. It was such a treat to watch people saying it as it is. I had forgotten how much I loved Mr. Garrison and Mrs. Garrison. Like, when I rewatched those episodes, I laughed all the way through. Oh my god. Like, I have talked about it, like, I think last year. There was a catching up with the classics 2023, late 2023, but I archived that video. And then I hadn't watched the later seasons. To be honest, I haven't watched the latest season, but I watched the Prince Harry and Meghan episode. I think that's the latest I have watched so far. and it was really good. I had sort of fallen out during the whole Tegrity Farm situation. You know, I understood like the artists were in a certain place in their life. You know, you can't be constantly creative, and that is why I took a break. YouTube, forgive me, okay? Why pivot, please? Ni suggest to kila mahali, but ni suggest around African spaces where I can have African girls copying my work. You know that's impossible. Because in order to copy my work, you also have to have my intelligence. And we know that's not gonna happen. It's been a deal with me, by the way. And getting personal. Shut up, Pen. It's been something that has been an issue with me like since childhood. Like I'm incredibly creative, but I had like so much anger towards people copying my work. And I did have the copycats come along, and definitely not from my anger and insecurity that fed them even more. No. They're like, yes, I'm on the right track. I have copied the right person. But I've come to learn that saying of the video, every single video of mine has one really wise saying, and the sayings are usually like really simple, so that you can like feel how serious like it is. So today's is what is this? Flattery is the sincerity. Copying is the sincerest form of flattery. Mediocrity gives to superiority. That mediocrity gives to superiority. I think that's how that goes. It's those beautiful sayings that were halved in the process of being passed down that people really don't know their second parts even. Ziko kada, and they touch you even more deeper when you know like the two-part series wise sayings. Let's go back to the show. So not the show, the topic at hand. So I remember there's this time some guy who was an online friend of mine went on a close to 45-minute virtue signal on how I should what is that name? The thing that people used to do like that became really serious at the end of the first segment of the new century, where some things never pass. Blackball, blacklist, cancel South Park because South Park is transphobic. And I was like, no, it's not transphobic. Like nobody is safe on South Park. Let's start there. Like there's no issue that they pussyfoot around. That guy ended up changing his views. Mine isn't changed. I still feel the same about South Park. And hope they keep going on because they've been given like a wisdom that is like really above Hollywood, and it keeps track of Hollywood and USA politics. It has really put a lot of people in check, which is like so necessary. I adore South Park. I adore Trapper. Parker and Matt Stone like so much, and I wish I had such a relationship like in my life, such an artistic relationship like. And I hope as long as they're happy, they can keep going. Because now another scary fact is these people have been going for a really long time, and they have the right to say deuces if they want. So, watch South Park. South Park is so necessary if you need a little help with your critical thinking skills. And I don't think there's anyone who needs it more than this face in your phone screen generation. Like I was monologuing as usual on my Instagram about how Right now we have access, like we are capable. If you're watching this video, you definitely have the access that I'm talking about to any book that you would want on any topic to improve yourself or to increase your knowledge or to better yourself or even to just entertain yourself. But it's also the generation of the least readers. Like these things, the way they happen, as a huge study of the universe and metaphysics, like they really fascinate me. This isn't necessarily a metaphysical issue, even though it is a time issue, like it's a with the times issue, like the situation where we are. We were almost like at the peak of touching the topmost star of Babel. Don't know how else I would put that, like I don't know how else I would summarize what I'm trying to talk about. So the only place now is down, like with the damage to the environment, all the concrete monstrosities we have built, the amount of drills we have drilled into the ocean. It's just about now time that we go into the Mad Max Fury era, and then we go back to hides and skins. So let me enjoy it while it lasts. Let me enjoy peak knowledge while it lasts. And it should have been even like way darker. Like imagine if like the generation Alpha and Z didn't have like their own way of thinking, or rather the system as it is would have gone into the subservience that they were trying, or this is servitude that they were trying to get the youth into, you know, with the strapped on computer to your face. Ignore all your senses, human consumer. You don't need to step on grass. Your little 3x3 square foot concrete box is just enough for you. Live the beauty, the land, live the rivers and the lakes to the rich. Just concentrate on having the latest phone and buying the latest fashion house. Download the latest game for your PS3. Where are we right now? 5. Your PS4. Young man. There's no need for knowing what goes on outside. Leave that to us. So I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much if you've gotten to this place. Wow, we are here. New season, new stories, new catching up, new entertainment. Everything new and fabulous. If you've liked what you have talked about, if you like me, how else would I know? Like, how else would I know how you feel about me besides seeing? And if you like what I've talked about, if you have something to say towards it, please share. I love hearing from people who like me, because I'm like, wow, this person is like so touched by what I'm talking about, or we actually do share interests. For me, that's special. So subscribe and help me make more videos better for you. Who else is going to be entertained? Me. Even though I entertain myself thoroughly, don't worry. Like, I am my favorite audience. But here, let us share the goodness. Let's have more people going back to watching the classics and understanding what important animation is for the people, for story and culture, because that's really now where we are. We are like Post-oral tradition, post-written tradition. Oh my god, we are post-written tradition. The only thing the common man reads is instructions. It's been so much fun to shoot this. It's been so much fun to be back here. And I will see you. The next episode is going to be a vintage film where we're going to talk about something from 90s, early 2000s, 80s, 70s, 60s. Like, the limit does not exist besides not outside film as a medium. So 19th century, 20th century. Yeah, it's still really old. Like, sometimes I sit down and I'm like watching a movie and I'm like, this movie is older than my parents. This movie probably met my grandparents as children, and here I am watching it and like feeling the glory and still resonating with what is being discussed. So yes, bye. See you. Remember, comment anything like towards this. Would you watch King of the Hill? Do you have a weird reason why you wouldn't want to watch King of the Hill? Do you like South Park? How has South Park affected you in your personal life? This sounds like questionnaire questions. And also how you feel about anime, how you feel about how I feel about anime. So bye, thank you for being here if you've gotten to this point, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.